I've been reflecting a lot this week. 2024 is almost over, which is crazy. This is my last video of the year. I can't believe it. Every year since we've moved here has been really eventful. We've had a really busy last 5 years, but 2024 for me personally has been a big one. I've had a couple monumental little changes, and with just a little over a week left until 2025, I feel like now's a good time to do a full look back, you know, just every experience I've had, everything that's changed over the past year, practice a little gratitude to have another year in the books. So I can't wait. But before I do that, I'm gonna get this place looking a little bit cozier. My Walker's furniture came. I got a lot of stuff. The recliner is still back there. This is the last of the furniture I'm getting for this place, I swear. I originally wasn't gonna add anything else to this place. I figured I'd just leave it as is, but all of this came from Walker's Furniture, which kind of changed my mind. Walker's is local, they support local families, they're faith-based, and a portion of all of the purchases go towards a charity, which is really cool. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna get the stuff because it's not like it's that super cheap press board type material either. It's solid wood, really good quality, so I know I can keep this stuff forever. Plus they have the most amazing customer service. Everyone is so friendly. So I want to say thank you to Walker's Furniture, and I am so excited. I have some assembly to do. Well, that was easy. Oh my gosh, this is heavy. This is awesome. This looks so cool. My first piece of furniture is the signature Garrettville storage bench. This is so cute. It kind of looks like a church pew, and it lines up perfectly with my windowsill, so I kind of got like a bay window thing going on here. I originally got this to put in front of my bed so I could put some extra pillows and stuff like that, but there's nothing really in the entryway, so I thought this would look really good here. Best part is, it doubles as storage. This is the Best Home Furnishings JoJo Rocker Recliner. I kept sitting in this chair in the store. It's just really cute. It's tiny. Like, it's a really small recliner, and I love it. It fits me perfectly. Plus, it kind of matches some of the cream accents I have going on around the couch. I got 2 signature Abanson metal lamps. I went with the quirkiest, funkiest looking lamps I've ever seen in my life. For some reason, I just feel like they kind of fit in here. They legitimately just look like big bubbles. It has a baby. The base of the lamp is also a wireless charging pad, so I can literally just set my phone on it and it will charge. Last but not least, I got the signature McAfield round end table. It just looks like a big stepping stool, and I love it. It was a little bigger than I thought it was gonna be. Because it does look so much like a stool, I thought it was gonna be like... It's a big table. I did not measure. Probably one of my favorite things. I haven't left this chair in like 15 hours. I've got my cozy tea, it's snowing out this morning, and yes, I did move this recliner to the living room to film this today because there is better lighting here than in the corner. But it's a very peaceful morning, and speaking of peace, I just got my report back from today's sponsor, Delete Me. My parents are the ones that originally introduced me to Delete Me. For over a year now, they've been helping to keep my family protected online, so I decided to sign up for myself. Everybody hates getting those spam calls and emails. They're so annoying, but as harmless as they may seem, they're actually the result of a way more concerning problem. Data brokers are organizations whose entire job is to crawl the web searching for your private information. They build an entire profile on you, including things like your social security number, your address, your email, phone numbers, even your relatives. And they sell that information, which puts you at risk for being targeted for scams, identity theft, stalking, and more. Luckily, Delete Me can help you get your information out of the wrong hands. All you have to do is sign up, submit what information you want removed, and Delete Me's experts will go find it and remove it for you. I was very shocked the first time I did this. After just 7 days, I got a full detailed report back on everything they found and everything that's actively being removed. Personally, my biggest concern were people's search sites. Those are so problematic. So this offers so much peace of mind when it comes to keeping myself protected. And this isn't a one-time thing. They repeat removals as needed, so I can trust that my privacy and online security is up to date year-round. And to help keep your loved ones protected as well, I really recommend Delete Me's family plan. Get 20% off your Delete Me plan when you go to joindeleteme.com/Nevaeh and use promo code Nevaeh. That's joindeleteme.com/Nevaeh, promo code Nevaeh. So 2024 was a big year. I did a lot, and I always like to look back on the previous year so I can look forward to the next year and make some plans for all the things that I want to do next. I don't have a New Year's resolution yet, so that's something I've got to work on. But first things first, let's look at 2024. What's the first thing I do? I buy scam products. Oh. I feel like this being my first, just the thing I did this year kind of set the precedent for how the rest of this year went. Why do I look like Ben Shapiro? No, wait, watch this.
I was gonna say, whoa, what is that?
A face mask.
You look like you have some kind of leprosy.
I wasn't bored. That's for sure. This trip was so special. There's a lot of rocks in that water. My dad was born and raised in Honolulu. I think it made it around 13 or 14 years since my dad had gone back to Hawaii. We stayed in this really awesome Airbnb. We were there for about 10 days, so it was a longer trip. The food was absolutely amazing. I will never forget the pure joy I felt just at the Safeway deli when they had poke. So I can confidently say that a trip back to Hawaii is definitely on the 2025 bucket list. But back in Idaho, I made sure to try to stay entertained. I did a lot of camping. Oh no. It's so infernal. Oh no. Not again. The wind is crazy. I went camping in a covered wagon, dressed like a pioneer. This was just like a mini staycation, but I'm gonna put it up there with one of the best trip-like things I've ever had. It was so much fun. No way! I'm gonna count this as me triumphing all forms of social anxiety. There's a person in another car. I just parked next to. And they're laughing at me. I mean, after this, social anxiety is scared of me.
That's cute.
I can just hear laughs throughout the store.
I hope it's fire.
It's fire?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Is this the first time anybody asked?
No, all day.
All day.
I'm staying in a covered wagon tonight. I should ask you guys any tips on how to get to Oregon?
What? By
How
car?
to get to Oregon?
Video?
Yeah.
I saw you from a distance and I was like, what kind of little night is that? You look cute.
I feel like when I do things like this, I look like one of those memes that's like that one unemployed friend at 2 on a Monday. But I do have a job, contrary to what a lot of people think. I genuinely had so much fun. So just a couple months ago, I tried to recapture that experience by staying in a gigantic teepee. And the teepee was like 20 degrees, but it was fun. It was an experience. So this summer was amazing. I turned 18 in August. There's been a lot of new responsibility that came along with that and a lot of things I was having to prepare for. So, you know, I did the most reasonable first thing, and I went to a Renaissance fair. I'm not gonna lie, that entire experience feels like a fever dream. If it wasn't on video, I would convince myself that I did not do that. I just thought, you know, I'm no stranger to weird experiences, why not? It was fun. So I had my 18th birthday. I'm officially a grown-up. There's definitely a new element of just personal responsibility, and there's a little bit of a learning curve when it comes to some of this stuff.
I told you.
I've always been a really good saver. I would only buy things if they were necessary. I wasn't a big spender. And my dad had to tell me, you have to get used to spending money now because there's gonna be new expenses that you have to make. So that was a little bit of an adjustment for me. My first time having to grocery shop for myself was a little jarring because just like that, it was a couple $100 gone. I hate it here. $200. So groceries, insurance, I have to pay utilities in this place, and I had to try to stock it all up full of furniture and decorations. So that was a bit of an adjustment. I had to change my perspective on spending money. I'm getting more used to all of these new responsibilities now. There's definitely still some things that I'm having to learn and get used to though. There's just little things that come up every once in a while. Like about a month ago, I needed a check for something and I realized I don't have checks. Also things like trying to get a credit card, which I still don't have. Adulting. Yay. There were some really exciting changes that came along with becoming an adult too, like getting to go on my first solo trip. I felt more confident navigating the airport and everything, considering right before then, my family got to go to Nashville, Tennessee. This was my first time down south, so that part was really cool. Something I got to knock off the bucket list because I grew up being a musician and a singer, so going and seeing the live music scene and all of the talented performers in the Grand Ole Opry was really awesome. But the reason we went was for a Daily Wire event. I'm a big Daily Wire fan, so it was definitely exciting. Got the chance to meet some of the people that I've looked up to for a really long time. I was especially excited to meet Brett Cooper. She's a big inspiration for me, so I was really grateful to have this opportunity. Definitely one of the highlights of my year. I kind of got inspired to start thinking about ways I can maybe expand my content a little bit. Maybe that's something I work on in 2025. But jump to September, and I had my first solo trip. I was on my way to a YouTube conference that I go to every year in Texas.
Hello. Hi.
I went into this a little nervous. I was mostly nervous about the actual getting there aspect, the airport, the drive there, because we live a few hours from an airport. That part all went really smoothly. So I was feeling pretty good and pretty confident until I landed in Texas. That airport was a lot bigger than the airport we have here. I was a little disoriented and I just landed in another state by myself for the first time. It was a really weird feeling. I had worked out beforehand that I was going to share my hotel with another girl from the conference, and she was going to pick me up from the airport so I could try to avoid Ubers and just be extra safe. She ended up running a little late. It was about 45 minutes. So I was sitting in the terminal by myself, and I did not know that there was a man in the airport who had been kind of stalking me the entire time. So I've already talked about this situation a couple of times. Basically, this happened.
My phone number?
And then he came back a second time. I think I'm gonna move areas because that guy is kind of creeping me out, so. And then later that night at the conference, I was approached by a man who looked like him. I'm not sure if it was the same guy, but he waited till I was alone. He wasn't with the conference. He was being really pushy to the point that other people had to step in and help me. Airport security reached out to me. They decided they were gonna launch an investigation into what happened. They discovered that after he approached me in the airport, he went outside to a car that was parked by the terminal. They said there were about 4 or 5 guys in the vehicle. He went up, he spoke to them. The car went and parked further down the terminal, and then he came and approached me a second time. And once my friend came and picked me up, they think that that car that was full of men probably followed us to our hotel where the conference was at. The case was taken over by Homeland Security. I had to do some interviews with them, and they actually ended up being successful in figuring out who the guy was. I wasn't able to get that much information from that point on, but I do know that they officially questioned the guy, and he wasn't in the country legally. So because he wasn't illegal, the case then got handed over to ICE. And the last thing that I heard was that he was possibly facing deportation, and he had been placed on the human trafficking watch list. So to have something like that happen in my first solo traveling experience was really, really discouraging. As far as the trip went from then on, that built confidence because I was in Dallas all alone. I could legitimately just do whatever I wanted. So it was up to me to actually test my decision-making skills and make sure I was making smart, safe, and adult decisions. So I think the trip was really good for me. In a weird way, I feel like it was kind of good that I got an experience that was so threatening, because now I know what to look for and I know that this stuff isn't a joke. If I do any solo traveling in 2025, that's definitely gonna be something that's in the back of my mind, and I'm gonna make sure I'm being extra cautious. So we'll have to see what traveling this year looks like. The week I got home from that trip, I started moving into my apartment. Oven smells like burning plastic, and the dryer smells like burning toast. I spent months shopping for this place. There were so many things I needed to buy that I would never even think about, like trash cans and can openers and laundry baskets. I was completely starting from scratch, but it took a lot of preparation to move in here. It was really fun to take some responsibility for setting this place up and making it look like a home. I feel like I just threw my back out just now. Maybe flopping on the bed wasn't like, ow. Maybe flopping on the bed wasn't the best idea. Oh, my life just flashed before my eyes. I even got to DIY a little bit. Once I moved in, it was definitely an adjustment. It felt weird just having this much of my own space. There was like a little sense of loneliness even if I was so close to the house. Does anyone have a 7? Because I had shared a bedroom for the past 5 years, so even if I am right next to the main house, it still felt like a big deal for me. I've had to get into the habit of consistently grocery shopping. Part of growing up for me has been learning how to be more organized and clean. I've had to get into the habit of cooking for myself every day and trying to make healthier meals. Stop! I don't want to be doing the universal college age experience of just eating ramen 3 times a day. I'm trying my best to be responsible about my health. I love it up here so much. And having my own space is really giving me room to be working and be creative. YouTube for me is a full-time job. It's how I bring in my income, because when I was younger, it was more just like a hobby thing, something you do for fun. And though it is still fun, 2025, that's something I really want to focus on. I do know what the biggest thing I'm looking forward to this year is. My new baby sibling. My mom being pregnant was the biggest shock of this year for sure. It was not at all on my radar. Even when my parents were sitting us down about to tell us, I did not know what they were gonna say. I was a little weirded out by this whole situation. All of my siblings, we've all grown up together. We all knew each other as kids. The biggest age discrepancy was Eli and I, which is 9 years. This baby's coming so far after, so the age gap is gonna be different, and the sibling dynamic, I feel like, is gonna be a little different. I hope this baby doesn't think I'm like their aunt or something. This kid's gonna think I'm so not cool, but I'm so excited. It's genuinely like the best thing to happen ever. I love babies, and I can't believe we only have to wait until April. So I am so grateful for 2024. We had so many amazing experiences. So what are my plans for this year? I don't know. I have ideas, kind of like a bucket list going, but no specific resolution. I mean, I don't want to get bored, though. So I don't know exactly what this year will bring, but 2025 is going to be a good one. And I am so excited for the year to come. I cannot wait to see what happens. I'll see you next year.